Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. Today I'm bringing my second impressions for the brand new Tier 9 Premium American Battleship Georgia. So as always in the second impressions video, I'm going to go more into the downsides of the ship, but I'm still going to talk about some of the strengths and definitely what I've noticed over playing it for the past, week or so. And let me tell you, I've been playing this ship a lot. I'm really enjoying it. It's a ton of fun for me, and I'm hopefully, this video along with the first impressions video will help you determine whether or not you wish to pick it up for yourself. So Georgia Tier 9 American Premium Battleship, you can get it for coal for 228,000 coal without the coupon, or somewhere under 200,000 coal with the coupon, or you could outright pay, I think, about $80 for it on the in American dollars, or one of the other variety of packages that it comes in, all the way up to a insane $144 package, the 10-point commander and a ton of doubloons and flags. But whatever, we're just going to talk about the ship today. So let me get into some of the downsides of the ship, then I'll get into some of the upsides. So the downsides, it does only have 6 guns, and we'll talk more about that in the upsides as to the benefit of these guns. But she does only have 6 guns for a Tier 9 battleship. That is way, way below the average number of guns at Tier 9. Previously, the FDG held the title for least guns at Tier 9 with 8, but now the Georgia gets that pristine title. And also, her torpedo protection is very German. 26% torpedo damage reduction. That is very low for a Tier 9 battleship. Again, that is in the German realm of low torpedo protection. Also, her armor is not fantastic. I mean, she is pretty much an early Iowa. Well, what it is, it's an early Iowa concept design, and it has very much an Iowa hull. Her citadel wall below the waterline isn't terribly hard to pin. If you've been playing, obviously if you've been playing the game, you know how easy it is to citadel on Iowa. It's harder than it used to be, but it still isn't incredibly hard to citadel. So when you're brawling, and not only when you're brawling, but again, this goes back to the 6 guns thing, you do only have 6 guns, so you want to get all of them on target, and you do have to show a rather large amount of broadside to do that. So this thing is not terribly hard to pin or citadel. It's not quite, an easy citadel, but it's not difficult to either, if you catch my drift. And besides just citadeling, this thing's, it's not that hard to pin. If you play it bow on like an Iowa, you do good, but still you only get 4 guns on target. But still, with the benefits of the guns, that you can get away with that quite easily. Last big downside is the AA. The AA isn't fantastic. It's not crap either, but it's just kind of meh AA, especially for an American battleship. American battleships usually have fantastic AA, whereas the Georgia's AA, I've been finding just kind of mediocre. You do get the fighter plane consumable though, so that's definitely a plus. But AA, meh. And that's really all the downsides of the Georgia. The biggest downside is, of course, the 6 guns, but they are 457mm guns, and I know if you've seen the video that Wargaming put out, they claim they are the most accurate guns on a battleship. While that is relatively true, this is still a battleship, so don't be taken aback by that and think, oh my god, these things must be like lasers then, because, Yami's, the most accurate battleship in the game, and Yami has pretty good groups at range. Yes, this thing does get good groups, but it is still a battleship, and you still have those moments where just RNG screws you over and all your shells miss, and you'll shower the target in the water that your shells kick up from impacting the ocean, or you'll aim perfect, you line it up perfectly, but then only 2 of the 6 shells hit. And it is a battleship, and yes, the groupings are way better than, than pretty much any other Tier 9 battleship. But it's still a battleship. You're still going to get screwed over by RNG, and you're still going to miss a fair amount of shots. But they are accurate. They are very accurate guns. Just don't get, glazed over by Wargaming saying that, because it's still only 6 guns, and you're still going to be missing a fair amount. It's not laser accurate. I have these magical American artillery plotting room mod 3 on the ship, and this is about as accurate as you can get the guns. And again, they are more accurate than average because you only have 6, but you're still going to be missing a fair amount of shots. So just keep that in mind. You know, you're going to miss a fair amount. It is more accurate, but you're going to. I'm just reinforcing that because a lot of people are saying that, you know, it's railgun accurate. It's not, but it is way more accurate than all the other tier 9s. Okay. Other major upside secondaries. She has German levels of secondaries. You can get them out to little over 11 kilometers, which is amazing. Now for having the range of German secondaries, they don't exactly have the pin of German secondaries because, you know, all the German HE rounds get that great 1/4 pin damage pin ratio. You don't get that with Georgia. It's good old American 5-inch guns, and I'm finding these guns, they will absolutely melt destroyers and some lightly armored cruisers, but against more heavily armed cruisers or, well, battleships, you are going to need IFHE to take them to the next level. But against those ships, I'm finding that I'm doing more damage against them with fires at the secondary starts, and they are fairly good at starting fires, especially if you get adrenaline rush. You know, the way the Georgia takes damage, your reload on your main battery guns and your secondaries are going to go way down. So, you know, with the just constant hail of secondary fire, you are going to be starting a fair few fires with your secondaries. And, I mean, that's working fairly well for me right now. You know, I'm pretty happy with the build I have on the Georgia. It's the same build I had in the first impression video. You know, captain skills are preventive maintenance, MLG turrets, BFT, AFT, adrenaline rush, manual fire for secondaries, and I'm just waiting to get superintendent. That way I can have all. Oh, that's another downside, the heal, and this is why I would definitely recommend getting superintendent on the Georgia, because the heal recharges pretty quick. It's that same 40-second, 38-second if you're running the flags. Cooldown time on the heal that the Massachusetts gets. And you're thinking, well, that's great, isn't it? Yes, but it actually has a worse heal than the Iowa. So, while it does recharge fairly fast, you don't get that same great heal that the Massachusetts gets. It's actually, like I said, it's worse than the Iowa's heal. So, definitely get superintendent. That way you can have 5 heals with premium consumables, and because you're going to burn through those suckers really, really fast. And that also leads into its survivability, because yes, it can get in there and it can brawl, but it can't do it as many times as like an FDG or a Kurfürst or a Massachusetts, because the Kurfürst and the FDG, they have the armor to do that. Georgia doesn't. Massachusetts doesn't either, but it gets a much better heal. So keep that in consideration when you're considering getting the ship or not. It pretty much has like a glass cannon get up going on, but it's not. It's like it's really strong glass, if you get what I'm saying, because it does have that really fast cooldown, so you can keep up for a while. But then when you run out of heals, which I'm running out of heals a lot in the Georgia, it may just be my playstyle because I'm really aggressive with this thing, but you know, it's fairly balanced that way. You have huge guns, great secondaries, but your armor's crappy crappy for brawling, and you have bad torpedo protection. But the bad torpedo protection can be, you know, glossed over, because you do have this insane engine boost, which gets the Georgia up to 39.7 knots. I'd round up, call it 40 knots, because 0.3 knots, that doesn't make much of a difference. This is a battleship, a tier 9 battleship with huge guns and great secondaries that can go 40 knots for 3 minutes. You can chase down some destroyers. You are faster than some torpedoes in this game. You don't have to worry about midway torpedoes, because you can literally outrun them if you have time to build up speed, which you can if you're running the speed flag and the consumable. And you can put the engine boost module on here too, and then God knows, it'll be like a freaking starship. It is that fast and that ridiculous. That also means you can dodge torpedoes pretty well too, because if you have 4 or 5 second warning time, I'm just going to jump to warp 4 real quick and get out of here, which you totally can in the Georgia. It's ridiculously amazing, and I love it. It's it's just it's crazy that they gave this to an American battleship. It's nuts. It's fun, but it is balanced. Because man, if you slip up, which isn't hard to do with the speed, and you know you oversteer, understeer, overestimate how fast you can get out of there and eat a couple torpedoes, you're kind of ruined because of the crap torpedo protection. And yes, it can run down destroyers, but destroyers have torpedoes, and torpedoes are this thing's Achilles heel. And it doesn't take but one or literally only 2 or 3 torpedoes to put you in your place, and you're going to be trying to get out of there licking your wounds, which again, the engine boost is very good for getting out of crappy situations. And eating 2 or 3 torpedoes is a crappy situation that you're going to need to get out of. So even though you may not be dead, you're out of the fight for quite some time while you repair what little health you can repair from that incident. So it is balanced, and it does only have a 20 kilometer range base. You can boost it out a little bit more than that, but again, still only 6 guns at that range, and they are only 457s. They aren't 460s, so you can't pin the bows of other tier 9 and tier 10 and tier 8 ships. But, you know, they do still pack a punch. You will be overpinning cruisers a lot, unless they're heavily armored cruisers like German ones, or if they're angled pretty steep, then yeah, you can pin them then. But overall, it's a pretty dang fun ship. If you like the Massachusetts, you will like this thing. It's the Massachusetts with less but bigger guns, less AA, worse torpedo protection, but it's way faster. Oh, and a worse heel. So it's an all-around fun ship, and I say if you have the coal, definitely worth it. Is it worth it more so than John Barr? I don't know. John Barr in the current meta with its AA is probably the better choice if you're just looking for a tier 9 ship to farm XP and credits with, because she'll last a lot longer, quite frankly, in a carrier game. And plus, John Barr does have a faster rate of fire, even though the Georgia does only have a 26-second base reload. Jean Barr, with its reload booster, you can get that sucker down to a 10-second reload on 15-inch guns, and it does have more guns than the Georgia, albeit smaller guns. But you have to look at it like that. I would say if you're looking for a ship just for grinding XP credits, Jean Barr. If you're looking for a fun ship to just throw into some ridiculous situations, Georgia. That's my calling of the 2 current tier 9 coal ships. So anyway, guys, I hope this video helped you decide whether you want the Georgia or the Jean Barr, if you want either, or if you wanted to even pick up the Georgia in the first place. And if you liked the video, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. We're on our way to 3,500 subscribers, although by the time this comes out, we might actually be pretty close to that. Who knows? But anyway, guys, I hope you're having a wonderful whatever the heck day this comes out on, because I don't know what day it is. I'm, trying to upload videos in advance of my Virginia trip. But anyway, guys, hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Also, make sure to join the Discord. Link is in the description down below. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.